Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 104. It is Monday morning, and it's going to turn out to be a very busy week this week, unexpectedly. I've got some things to work out here in my head about how I'm going to make things work. I am on call this week, and because of that, it's going to kind of screw things up because I have an opportunity, and I have to figure out how to make it happen. So today is Monday. We are heading to the office. It's about 50 degrees outside. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. Almost clear skies, almost completely clear. Nice sunny day. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Light breeze, all that is good. I'm on my way to the office. I have about 300 plus approvals are pending, and I've got a call here. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So what I was saying was I've got 300 approvals pending that I have to go through one at a time today, so that'll keep me busy, but not that busy, don't worry. And then I am on call this week, which means anything that comes in, I've got 5 minutes to react to, which is a big problem because I have an opportunity out of town. I'll be flying out of town Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So how can I be on call and be on an airplane? And I'm going to be on a plane most of the day. So that's a big issue. So I'm thinking about just doing using a sick day for Wednesday. Now the question then becomes Thursday and Friday. Do I work or do I just take them off? I'm hoping to be busy most of those days, so I'm thinking I should take them as sick days. However, if my opportunity is not present in the daytime, then I can keep my phone active and my laptop active and look like I'm sitting there working the whole time and not need to take those sick days off. I need to get that worked out. I also want to talk to my manager today and get the statistics as to who was not in the office when they're supposed to be and when, so that I can figure out if it's me and what I'm doing is working or not working, and that'll make a big difference going forward, because if what I'm doing is not working, then I need to get my butt in gear and be in the office more, or I'm going to have an issue employment-wise. So that's on my to-do list. That'll probably happen this morning. Other than that, so today's going to be a regular Monday, tomorrow a regular Tuesday, Wednesday flying out of town. I'll get to my destination late evening, and then I have a friend of mine flying in also. He'll be arriving about 3 hours after me. We're going to rent a car, and we're going to drive past our target area into another area where we'll have a free room, and then we'll have to work out how we're going to be doing the transportation so we don't arrive at the same time and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts there. Tomorrow is also election day. I want to make sure I get in there and take care of that. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but one of the people who was greatly criticizing me in the last election, because I was very hard on people as far as taking tax money and wasting it and not doing the right things and lying and trying to cheat the public and all that. Guess what? They were taken off the ballot for lying and cheating the public. So I feel better about that. However, it doesn't bring back opportunities that were missed because of it. But I do feel better about that. So I'll probably be back in the meeting rooms and stuff in the next month or so, and go back to my advocacy for the public and for reducing taxes and for using money wisely and stuff. So I don't want to do it, but it's something that I have to do because no one else is doing it. No one else has the guts to do it. I've talked to a lot of people, and everybody is scared to go in there and talk, so it's going to have to be me. But right now, we are heading to the office, getting our day started, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and I was so busy in the office, mainly doing research for my trip, that I'm a little bit late leaving. It's about 10:45 right now. I would have liked to leave about 15 minutes ago, and we are heading to the casino. Got all my work done already for the day. There's some small things I'm going to do when I get back just to have that good look and something to talk about in the team meeting. So all that's fine. And like I said, I've been doing research for my trip. There's just trying to learn and understand and make sure that I'm going into everything with my eyes open. So the place that we're going to be visiting, I wanted to watch videos of that place, which I did. And then on top of that, I want to see pictures. I want to see people's reviews. I want to see pictures of the parking lot. I'm looking at Google Maps and seeing what the layout looks like, where the street is, where the security cars are in the map. You know, when you do the street view, you can see where the security is sitting and all that. I want to know all that stuff going into it. I want to know what people are wearing there, so I look average for someone who's there. And I actually need to figure out how I'm going to dress for this place, because it's going to be a little bit different. So all those different things, I'm trying to do all that research, and so far doing pretty well, getting a lot of information, more information than I thought I would get. And then it's interesting because I was watching videos of this casino. Just people do like a walkthrough of a casino and they put it on YouTube, and I see people checking machines in the video. It was so funny. The guy was like, he was going so fast too. It was so obvious what he was doing in the video. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, right now we are heading to the casino for the first time today. We're going to get some food while we're there, and then we're going to head back to the office, do a little bit more work, and get ready for our meeting. We'll be back at the casino after that and head home. So mulch will be delivered today, and that's a lot of mulch. Someone was offering to put the mulch out for $500. I don't think that's going to work out for me. So between me and my kids, we should be able to get it out. One of my brothers said he would help too, so that's good. Everything should be good. I think we could probably handle a lot of it tomorrow night after work before I leave. And like I said, we're leaving Wednesday 6 a.m., so we'll be leaving home around 4 a.m. or so that we can get to the airport on time, get through security. And the region that I'm going to is not a great region as far as police. They are terrible people there. They have violated people's rights repeatedly. I've watched numerous videos where they violated people's rights. So I just want to make sure that I know what I'm getting into. I have my money in the right places, and I know what my rights are for that state too. So some states are stop and ID states, which means if they think that you're doing something, they can stop you and detain you, or if they think you're about to do something, they can stop you and detain you. So there's a lot of different things, and we need to be aware of all those things, and we need to figure out if we need to record while we're there for our safety as well. So actually, I want to go back through Discord. Someone was just talking about a casino in that area. I want to go back and read what they had to say about that. I believe their rights were violated, and I'm trying to think if it was this particular casino. I think it might have been, now that I think about it, where they had some issues. So I'm going to go back and look at that this afternoon or this evening and make sure I know what I'm getting myself into. And I think it might be a good idea to record, so I'll have to figure that out. I do have one recording method, but it's not the greatest. It'll only last for like minutes. But I do have my phone, worst case. I can get, I can prop it up in the car somewhere, I guess, worst case. I don't have a phone stand necessarily, but in case I get pulled over and they're trying to fish for ID, I can have all that evidence, because unlike other people, I will go after these guys if they violate my rights. I'm just looking for them to violate my rights. I will go after them. So I'm a big proponent of the Constitution and our rights. And if you're going to take them away from me, then you're going to pay for it. So anyway, all right, heading to the casino. I'll be back. All right, now you hear like a record that's like, you know, like somebody picks up the needle wrong on the record and scratches the record. That's what just happened here. I just got a pop-up on my phone that I have a meeting starting in 15 minutes. So whoop-de-doo. So now I got to find a place to stop 15 minutes from here to do this meeting, and this is really going to screw things up for me. So I'll probably have to get my free meal tomorrow. Probably have to order food and eat it on the way back to the office. Yeah, it's really going to mess a lot of things up. I think it's only a half-hour meeting. I'll try to make it as brief as possible, but I know these guys and they like to ask questions, so I'll make my part like 5 minutes and then answer 25 minutes worth of questions, probably. So in the meantime here, while I'm driving, I'll get all the information up on my computer so I can drive as long as I can and then just pull over immediately before the meeting and get that started. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, knocked out that meeting in less than 20 minutes. It was all good. I had a good team there that I was talking to. All three people on the team have Indian backgrounds, and they knew exactly what to ask, and I had the answers ready for them, and everything went so smoothly. It's good when people really understand what they're working with. The worst thing you can do is have someone that doesn't understand what you're even talking about, and you have to educate them and then answer questions. These guys knew everything that they were supposed to know, and it was really, really good. So it went really smooth. Only delayed me about 20 minutes now, and heading back on the road again. We should be at this casino shortly, like 10-15 minutes. I'll be back. As I was just recording the outcome of that visit, I realized today is May 4th, as in Star Wars Day, May the 4th. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, I'm not sure if we're doing anything special at our house for that, but my wife is usually on top of things like that, so you never know. All right, went in there, started looking around, found nothing, came back around to the other side, and I see this guy walking around, and it's a guy that I know. Talked to him for a while. He'd already cleaned everything out, and he was telling me about something that happened to him recently in the high limit room on a play that you are supposed to play, but it's a high variance play. It was a $50 a spin play, and he had 11,000 on him, went through the 11,000, and then went through another 10,000 and was down to his last 300. So he was in for 21,000 less 300, and it only hit for 9,000. Oh, those are the ones that hurt. And then he also found a play just like the $100 play I played, but it was 200 a spin. But he said he didn't have the time or amount of money on him that he needed to play it. And I said, well, you should have called me. And he said, okay, I'll keep that in mind for next time. But $200 a spin play, I probably at the most would have taken a quarter of that. So that's just what my budget is. I can't afford 200 to spin and lose 500 units. You're screwed at that point. You lose $100,000, and so anyway, yeah, I think he calculated the most you could have lost on it was like 60,000, but still 60,000 for one person is quite a bit. All right, right now we are actually doing good on time, because once I saw that he said, yeah, there's nothing over here, I've already checked, I went and ordered my food, and then while they were making the food, I double checked and found just one play. That's all I played in there, one play, and ended my session ahead, $124. So only $124. Hopefully the game I'll be playing in a few days is going to be over. It's between 500 and 1,000. I haven't calculated it yet, but per hour. So that will be nice if that all works out. So hopefully everything is as described, and we're able to make that good money, and that would really cheer me up and make me feel better about the way things are going. I did update my chart, and I care about it, but I guess I don't, because I don't remember the number. I think I'm only ahead like 53 this year right now, so which is pretty bad considering where I usually am. But I've got 1/4 or less of the casinos that I had before. So you do what you can. All right, so I'm going to let you go, head back to the office, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. And forgive me if I already said this, but I don't think I mentioned it. I had a talk with my manager about our times, our check-in and all that kind of stuff, and being in the office and all that. They weren't actually concerned about me at all. They were actually concerned about the other people in the group who are actually showing up and are in the office all the time. So you remember a week or two ago I had a training, and I still wanted to get into the office before I left, even though I was supposed to be in the training, which would mean that I didn't have to be in the office. I still went to the office. I still checked in. My group is not doing that. And so then HR is just pulling a report, and it's saying, okay, they were there this many days instead of this many days, and they're saying, okay, you're deficient. Well, no, we're not deficient because we're, at a place that we're supposed to be. Well, there was a guy who broke his foot, and then the next week was in training, and HR was all over him because he didn't show up for 2 weeks. Well, he broke his foot, and he had permission not to be there, and he was in training and had permission not to be there. So that's why I'm overly sensitive to this stuff, and I make sure that I log in just to make sure that there's a record in the system, because one day someone could look back and say, hey, you weren't there that day, and then what am I going to say? Oh yeah, I remember I was in training that day. No, I'm not going to remember that. It's better for me to check in and have that in the log, and that's what I do. And so that's actually really, really helpful. It made me look really good. It made the rest of the team look bad, which is very ironic. Anyway, it is 3:40, and I am just leaving work and heading to the casino. I do have some things on my plate for work. I can get them done easily tonight and in the morning, so that won't be an issue, and I will look like a hero. And I already talked to my manager about some, quote, medical things going on, and I would not be in the office Wednesday, and perhaps Thursday and Friday I may be working from home or not working at all. And he's like, I'm good with it no matter what. That's all good. So it looks like we're in good shape there. With that information from HR and what my boss just said about me not being in the office this week, I should be fine. I have been doing a lot of reading, a lot of learning this afternoon in the office, and I think I have a pretty good handle on things. I'm going to go home and do some practice and go from there. So right now we're heading back to the casino, and I'll come back and update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. Just getting back in the car. It's interesting, my phone fills up so fast. I just took it down to like 70% full, and I've recorded 200 segments in the last couple weeks, and I'm at 96% full on my phone. This stuff really takes a lot. Anyway, went in and it was pretty dead in there, and what's worse is the weather is starting to turn bad. Right now it's very windy outside. Looks like it's going to rain. A couple like drops coming down, but nothing yet. But it could get pretty bad here in a little bit. Now looking toward where my house is, off in the distance, it looks like it's nicer there. So the mulch did get delivered today, so we can work on that tomorrow after work. Today I'm going to my mom's house for dinner, so that's nice. As far as this casino, not really anything happening. I found one play pretty quickly. Played that one through. It was probably a little borderline, but ended up doing okay. Ended up making like $69 on it. And then lost $1 on another play, and then found a couple bucks lying around, and basically ended my session ahead, but only $70. So still, I made a couple $100 today for basically doing almost nothing, and got a free meal. So that's not so bad. We got to think of it that way. And just have to get through tomorrow and get some sleep. Tomorrow morning I'll wake up and check in for the flight. I don't know if you guys heard or not, but Spirit is closing or closed. So that's a big deal for people who had flights with them. I'm not really sure what's going to happen to those people at this point. But it's an airline that I have used from time to time because it's so cheap. And the reason I didn't use it a lot of the time is because they have these long layovers. I actually considered using them a few times on my way to Vegas for like a 16-hour layover in Denver. And I was going to go gamble there, but I figured I'd be dead tired by the time I got to Vegas, so it didn't really make a lot of sense. So I see somebody just called me. Ended my session ahead 70. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Sorry, that took a long time to come back to you there. Sorry about that. I know it was like half a second to you, but yeah. So talked to my friend. He was calling about my trip, and we were just discussing some ideas for it. And he's very experienced AP, at least 25 to 30 years. He's had all kinds of issues in the past. He's been on, discussed on Gambling with an Edge and all kinds of other stuff. So he really knows what he's doing. So we talked for a little while about that. Right now, still on my way home, and traffic is pretty bad, but heading toward home, get some dinner, and we can do some segments. What did you eat today, MW? I had a triple cheese and gave the fries to the waitress like I normally would. I'm really sick of all that stuff, and actually I'm gaining a lot of the weight back because I'm not sticking with the diet right now because I got so much stress going on, ups and downs and things I'm trying to do. I'm just not sticking with the diet very well, but I'm going to give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through 8. They did a good job. And what did you tip today, MW? I had 2 different visits to the casino and didn't make very much on either one, so I tipped $0. And what did you learn today, MW? I actually learned a huge amount about the play that we're about to make. So it was a lot of information, and he gave it to me in a really easy to understand way. What to do, where to go, how much to make, when to quit, everything. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm excited about it. We'll see how it goes. Really, that's really about it. Right now, 74 degrees outside. There's no wind here. I'm getting close to home. There's no wind. There's no clouds either. It's so crazy. It looked like it was going to rain where I was, but there's no clouds here. Nice and sunny, 74. And just heading home to hang out with the family and catch up with y'all in the morning. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.